Hey everyone, Dethala here. We're back with some more Legend of Dragoon today. Uh, Last time we left off after finishing the marsh. Today we're going to continue on with that, and we're going to go through Volcano Villude. This is a literal live volcano that we have to track through, and it gets hot. Quite literally. Because we have to run from a firebird. One thing to note, I am going to use Levitz and Shanna until Levitz hits level 8, at which point I will swap him out to Rose. Shanna needs experience because she didn't get to participate in the battle for Hoax, so she will be in the party for a good bit just to help bump her experience up. Armed. Do you want to make sure we have all the right stuff equipped here? Rose is still using a bracelet. That is something we need to change. We're past the point of needing Poison Guard. Stun Guard is relatively useful. It'll prevent her from being stunned. And Dart has a power wrist to just make him do more damage. And both Levitz and Shanna have a Night Crest. With this being a volcano, everything is fire-based, so Dart having a fire Dragoon form is less effective. Alright, Dart has hit level 8. He gets the new edition Burning Rush. Panic Guard, that will negate the fear status effect, which actually that is going to be extremely useful, so I'm actually going to go ahead and swap out to that on... who do I want that on? Actually, probably having that on Rose would be better than... Oh, that is Confusion, not Fear. Well, that is much less useful right now. Moving on. And you'll notice in the background there is some guy walking away. And with there being a save point here in the middle of the dungeon, always save. And our guy in the background, well, is going to move on to another part of the volcano. And once again, we are off to rescue Shanna. Oh, I'd never explored up there before. Ironically, as much as I've played this. And what is this? This is a Virage. Virages were something the Winglies created during the Dragon campaign in order to help them combat against humans and Dragoons and dragons. They are extremely powerful, very large beings capable of taking on a dragon by themselves. And we now get to fight one. Although, fortunately, this one, with it having had a nice long 10,000 year bath in lava, it is much less threatening than a full-fledged one.
Spinning cane.
And I'm actually going to have Shanna demonstrate some of these items here, since this thing is actually rather dangerous. You'll notice it has 3 parts: an arm, a head, and body. In this case, if you kill the head, you kill the entire thing. And also, with having had that nice lava bath, fire is a little bit less effective against it. I guess we'll also demonstrate the Dragoon additions here too. With it being a fire-based enemy, Dragoon magic is going to have less of an effect. Dragoon additions are similar to regular additions, other than you don't do the addition while you're swinging the sword. That happens all before on this little scale thing. And they are, at least for me, much harder to do. I just cannot. I have trouble getting it on that line because they're very precise. The Spear Frost, I think I am actually going to save for a little bit. We're going to see what this gives us. It gives us the, I forget the name, the attack item to cause confusion, which is about the worst item we can get in this case. Because it is a boss, we cannot confuse it. So at this point, we're kind of just down to additions and items.
Go! Volcano!
And with Shen up, I do need to heal Dart. He has gotten a little bit low. With Shannon not needing additions, she does actually make for a very good party healer using items. So, at least for the time being, she will. It's kind of like my healer. And the head is already below half. And I will just have her defend for now.
Spinning cane!
And let's see if we can finish it off with her burnout. Not quite. Oh, and I am actually wishing I did have that Fear Ward right about now. I had misremembered this, thinking it would only cause fear, instead of 2 people getting dispirited and 1 getting confused. But confusion should go away once the battle ends. Dispirit, however, does not. Rose, being the cautious one, of course, makes sure it dies in full. And we get 600 experience, 100 gold, and Lovett's also leveled up, so that means I can switch him and Rose in the party. Dispirit means you don't gain SP from attacks. So, well, it doesn't really matter for Shanna since she does not have a Dragoon form. We will be clearing Dart of that immediately. And then Levitz and Rose are getting swapped. And I'm just going to go ahead and give... Oh, I had a spirit thing too, okay. I'm going to go ahead and give her the Night Shield, just to help reduce the damage she takes. She is not nearly as tanky as Lippets. And I do want to see what is over here. It is something I can't say I've ever explored before, but it does not appear there's anything. There are some little jumping lava fish we can encounter if we run into them, but not really something to worry about. And that man that was in the background earlier is now hanging by his shirt on a cliff, and we get to pull him up. And he gives us a sapphire pin in return. This is Davos. He is a merchant from Lohan, and he becomes a good friend of the parties. He does not become a party member, though. And you didn't think we forgot about Firebird, did we? Nope, because here he is. Alright, Shanna is first up on the list. I'm actually going to have her use a Spirit Potion on Rose. Give Rose full Dragoon capabilities. And we're just going to go ahead and get right into her Dragoon form. Her first Dragoon magic is Astral Drain. Deals damage and heals the party based off of how much damage it deals. And the energy kind of just gets sucked up through her sword, and then she kind of shits it out on the party. Yeah, that actually did a decent amount of damage.
Yes. Go. Volcano.
No, let's demonstrate the Spear Frost item. Spear Frost is another attacking ability or attacking item that just shoots them with a bunch of spears of frost. And because it's a fire mob, it is... Ow, I actually messed that up. It is very weak to ice.
Volcano!
And both of being a fire mob monster, we're not going to use them right now. Let's see. Itemize, I'm actually kind of just out of items. So, I'm just going to straight up attack it. And we've already got below half. And there's Rose's first edition of Whip Smack. Although, not with an actual whip.
Volcano!
One good thing about having switched Levitz out is this boss is all magic damage, and he does not take magic damage very well. The 18 it's doing to Shanna and Rose would be 40 plus for Levitz. Dart is fire element, so he takes significantly reduced fire damage as well. Oh, and it's just going to go 2 times in a row. Well then. Oh, I should have used her Dragoon form. Got some healing in. Ah, it has brought some friends. And there we go. Firebird down. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of experience, 100 gold, and the Red Eye Stone. And yeah, that was a hot fight. Pun intended. And we're just going to go ahead and use a few items here. Just restore everyone back up to full health. And I've got an extra mind purifier, so I'll just get rid of that on Shanna now, rather than dealing with that later. And the Red Eye Stone we got reduces fire damage taken. The Sapphire Pin restores MP when we take magic damage. And I'm actually going to swap Rose back out with Levitz so I can try and keep them around the same level. And we'll pick up some gold here. And then Dabas here, who went through this ahead of us. Didn't get attacked by Firebird, but he has items to sell. And also, we can sell items to him. War God's Amulet, I can't say I've ever found a use for. There are some mobs that do have a little bit higher evasion in the game, but I'm not particularly worried about that. Sapphire Pin as well is not particularly useful, so I'm going to sell it as well. This I will absolutely be keeping. It will come in handy later in the game. And these are always good to have as well. Let's see, what do we have item-wise? The Spirit Potion, I'm just going to sell. It is relatively lackluster. Angel's Prayer, I'm going to get rid of one of those as well. I only got one burnout, and I will have Shanna use that at some point. And stock up on healing potions. Grab another one of those. Then we get Dancing Ray and Pellet for attack items. And I'm going to get a couple of those as well. Davos is from Lohan, and once we get there, Lohan is the town we will eventually get to. Once we get there, he will no longer appear in the mountains here. And let's see. So I am saving here. I don't know how long this video will run. We're already at 27 minutes. I was expecting the Volcano to be a little bit longer than that. So I will try and make it through the next area as well. And hopefully the video doesn't run too long. If it does, I may cut it off here and continue at a later time. But we shall see, depending on how long it takes.
Go! Volcano!
And I think I actually will cut it off here. Thank you all for watching. The next area coming up has a lot more RP within it, so I will save that for another time. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and thank you all for watching.